Okay, friends, welcome to the YouTube channel. I have on my screen here once again Bishop Wooden. I love this guy. Balance. And in this study, well, in this soliloquy, should I say, he is speaking about the eradication of the black race. Oh, should we be concerned? Oh, yes, friends, we should be concerned. But he took it a different direction. And I love what he did here. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Share your thought and perspective with me. All right, let's get to this video.
I'm talking about growing up now. Because listen, young folk, I'm going back to high school in a minute because I want to challenge you tonight. Because we need you. We need you married. We want you to grow up and live and get married. And we want you to have children because what's at stake is the preservation of our race. See, our GOLD is sitting in these sections tonight. We need you. We need you. You're our tomorrow. You carry on for us. The Bible teaches one generation comes on and another one goes off. Now, you ain't here to stay forever.
That's right.
Amen. No matter how large and in charge we seem to be tonight, that won't last. It's going to be your turn. And all of the young folk, all of the people my age are dealing with taking care of aging parents. That's where we are. If we still have parents. Some parents have gone on. And those of us who have parents here, we all remember when they were in their strength. But they're not there now. Because time marches on. And we honor and take care of them. As I said, they may outlive all of us, but that's not likely. And no one is here to live forever. And when that generation goes off, hopefully we'll get a good run. You get a good run, then after that run is over, guess what? We're it.
That's it.
We're the seniors who are no longer as strong and frail and going home. And hopefully we've raised our children in a manner where they know God. And they'll do what they will do. And they will do what they saw us do. So if you're too busy for mama, daddy, they're in your way. All I can say is don't get old. Oh no, you got to take yours to the park. Taking them to the park, complaining about their grandmother. Oh, she just stays so sick. You get on my nerve all the time. You don't even know. He's looking up at you saying, mm-hmm. So that's the way I'm supposed to do you when it's your turn. Okay, Ma.
I mean, I get the point. It's just that, as children, we have such a responsibility to just live up to such a standard to carry out the legacy. But I think the significance of having black parents who are actively engaged in church and teaching and instructing their students and their children to know what it means to be raised with the fear of God is so significant today. You can't save black families simply on economic status. There's a lot of people who just talk about the economic of blacks, and I totally understand. But the spiritual condition of black families are very significant as well. And this is not just a black and white things, because all families need Jesus. Okay, so this discussion is about blacks in particular, and we can be honest, the condition of black people in the United States is not good. And I think having families who have this strong love for the Lord and for his truth, but also you got to save those marriages. You can have a Christian mother, right, and a Christian father, but if they're not together, that's also a problem. So these kids are going to turn out to be something completely different than what their parents profess to be. And A lot of black children are raised in Christian homes. It's good to know that. Many of them are raised with at least a knowledge of God, but what they choose to do with that is a different story, you know.
Our people, the black race, as I stand here tonight, if nothing else changes, we're dying. We need you. See, you're very important. We need you married when you should be. We need you having children. In order for people to maintain themselves over 25 years, the fertility rate needs to be at least 2.1. 2.1 children is needed. Each woman needs to have 2.1 children. In the 1950s, the total black fertility rate was 3.6, so we were good. Having enough children to sustain ourselves. It was good. In 1975, it had dropped to 2.3, but we're still good. That's better than 2.1. But by 2016, we were at 1.8. 2017, 1.824. So 2016, 1.832. 2016, 1.824. 2018, 1.792.
We are a dying race. A lot of that could be credited to the abortion clinics, right? And it's a whole lot behind that, but you can also see some of the democratic policies as well have come into the home of black people, and Lyndon B. Johnson and so on. And yeah, the New Deal. It was a bad deal for black people, right? And as a result of the welfare state in the institution of supposedly handing these monies to black women, as long as their black men were not in a home, that's been a major failure as well. And I think we can also blame hip hop for this. Hip hop has also become a tool to destroy black communities, because a lot of the conceptions that we have, the indoctrination is hip hop. And I tell people, you are what you think about. And a lot of what we were told is just money, sex, and drugs. You know, that's the doctrine. And the doctrine has had a major effect on the psyche of the young. And they can't stay married, they can't stay together, they can't, it's a lot of brainwash that happened over time. And it's a scary thought, man. So there's a lot of stuff in here. But again, this is not to say each families have to make up their minds to say, I'm going to live a different life. That's not something you can blame the government for. Yes, we can acknowledge where the problem is, but you can choose to turn things around if you want to,
In 2019, it's 1.774. The fertility rate was released by the CDC that says that today we're 1.71. It's a long way from 2.1. 1.71 birth rate per woman. And we have politicians going to historical black colleges and universities bemoaning the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You want to destroy black families, just keep pushing that, canceling children in the womb concept. You will destroy the black family. That's just wild. And again, black homicide is so high. Black suicide is also high. It is also there's a lot of mental health in black communities. And there's a lot of black on black violence in black communities. So we are killing ourselves and we're not having enough children. It's just crazy. I mean, we're burning the candle from both ends here.
We're having fewer children, and they're telling us to abort a huge number of the ones that we do have. But they're keeping that southern border open, bringing in other people.
Yeah, we need workers, right?
And I don't understand for the life of me why we don't see this. I don't get it. I don't understand that.
I had said that. It's like they know very well It's not good for the country, right? But they're bringing other people to take the place of black people that are lacking for not having children, and they want workers, cheap laborers, and so on. So you can tell they are they are actually eradicating a lot of families in the United States, including blacks, of course. But it's just like they know by Americans not having enough children, climate change, abortion and everything. So it's like some of these reasons are among the reasons why we need to not have these children. And now we have the illegals coming in. They're coming in having children, and they're getting support from the state. And he's like, I think you just give us a 6 for 9 here, man. You just played us. Oh man, talking about wickedness.
Why we don't see this system that is in place by the devil to eradicate us. And I believe that African Americans have a right to exist. I believe our race has a right to continue. I believe that. I believe it with all of my heart. And I'm not going to change from it. And I'm going to continue to sound the alarm. And I thank God that progress is being made. People, their eyes are coming open. Wait a minute. We're not having enough to sustain us as is. And then there are those who are encouraging us to abort a huge number of the ones that we are having.
It's crazy.
Preachers, we ought to say not on our watch. we ought to talk about it. We ought to talk about it.
That's right.
We ought to talk about it.
That's right. Yeah, I do agree with Bishop Wooden here. I mean, Bishop Patrick Wooden is on point, and I think the black families have to realize what's going on, and you can't really trust in any political party to save the family. The black families have to go back to the root, man. Go back to the root, Jesus Christ. You got to go back to Christ. It's not even a Republican or a Democrat thing. We can look at the policies from both ends, but they're not really working for black people. I don't think they're working. I think both parties are not working for the Americans people. That's why it's like Donald Trump is like, this is the Donald Trump party. This is the MAGA, MAGA Republican. But the American-based movement, the Make America Great Again movement is definitely part of the solution. And there's a video of Donald Trump. I'm going to make another video of Donald Trump actually saying this, encouraging families to have children. That is a serious problem. And I think the issue with illegal migrations has to do with the low birth rate that we do have in this country. And again, climate change is coming. We can't have children, yada, yada, abort Roe v. Wade, reproductive health. It's like, you're not reproducing anything. You're just canceling children. But anyway, at the end of the day, I can't not blame this system, although I know what the system is doing. But once we understand what the system is doing, we got to do things differently. It has a lot to do with our thinking. I think both blacks, white, you name it, since this is about black people particularly, so you have to change the concept. Bible says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed. That's what needs to happen. Stop conforming and start transforming by the renewing of your mind. Change your way of thinking. Stop letting these people play with your mind, man. And you get a new mindset by getting to know the will of God. Like Jesus tells you, be fruitful and multiply, have children, take care of your family, build a strong foundation. Like, we love children in our home. We love children in our home. I mean, for the most part, throughout the day, there's at least 4 or 5 children here. Like grandchildren, granddaughter, grandson, this daughter, that daughter. It's like, we just bring them here, man. Let them run around. So oftentimes when I'm doing my videos, you hear blah, 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 blah. That's just what it is. It's just like them live, man. We're just trying to make them happy and give them a reason to exist. Put a smile on their face, hug and kiss them. And we encourage that. We also believe it should be done in the right setting. It has to be done in accordance with God's will. Children out of wedlock, fine, Jesus will still bless them, but the truth is, get married first, create a safety net for them, bring them in an environment where They don't have to depend so much on the government. You can provide for their means. Make sure that you have what is needed to bring them in an environment where they can be taken care of, so that they don't become victim to the system or abuse, and you can keep them protected from abusers and so on. You want to do all of that. You think about these things as you make these decisions, but also finding the right person is significant. You got to be prayerful. You can't just, I got to have children, so give me children. Let me just go out there and lay with everybody. That's not the goal here. You can end up with the wrong individual. So having a child with the wrong person, you will catch hell twice. Stay away from that. But a lot more could be said, but the mind has to be transformed. The mind has to be transformed. And I think oftentimes when I speak about this, if people think, you don't like black people. No, because I love black people that I talk about this. The people who don't talk about stuff like this, they don't love black people. They are letting us die off. We are a dying race, and that's not a good thing. But a change must come. Thank you so much for listening. I'll put a link in the description below. Share your thought and perspective with me. I want to hear from you. Have a good one. Bye.